I don't think she had a line that said that. I don't think she did though. And damn Namix. And Jay singing opera? Did he? Maybe he did do that. I don't know. What's going on, everybody? This is the Idol Breakdown. I'm your host, Clark Beckham. We are going from 14 to 11. Let's go. First, we've got Jay.
Girl, you're amazing, just the way you want.
I thought his vibrato was especially intense on this one. I do like that he did the big R in the song straight, and then the second time went down. The way you are, and like just let that preach. And then the second time, or whatever the run that he did was. It was nice to have the original and be like, look at this belt that I can do. And then also, look at these runs that I can do. Thought it ended strong. I didn't think it started very strong though. Lionel starts to say things for a lot of the contestants, especially these first 3 or 4, that makes no sense. He was saying, this is who you are. This is your artistry, which, okay, sure. But he says, no more singing opera, or you were singing opera before. And I'm like, when has he done opera? Someone said he might have gone to school for opera, but when has that been a thing? Hunter Girl. She sounds great. Is this an original? It sounds like an original, just the content sounds really personal to her and what she was talking about. She released a project before Idol came out, and now she's singing songs from that project on Idol. Such a good idea, and it's paying off. These songs are getting on the iTunes charts already. This one probably will too. Usually American Idol has you record songs that you're doing, puts them on iTunes, and those charts. I had songs that charted on iTunes while I was on Idol. A lot of the contestants do, but you don't really see a dime of that money because American Idol is paying a ton of money to record that song because they don't know how to not pay a ton of money to record a song. They use the best producer, the best studio, the best players, the best mix, best master. So it's a huge number. And then that song, even if it charts on iTunes, it has to make all the money they spent on it so they can get recouped of all the money they used. Then you get a percentage of your royalty. But if like Hunter Girl, you just make a project by yourself independently and then sing those songs, they're already there on iTunes and that's all you. You don't have to pay anybody anything. That's yours. I'm starting to think, who's the most likely contestant to win and become a star? I think it's Hunter Girl. We've seen success from the show and country music quite a lot. She might be the chosen one. Christian. When I first heard he was doing the song, I was a little nervous. Didn't think it was the right one. I think he proved me wrong because he crushed that second amen section. Whew. And the ending was really, really, really strong. Now the very beginning, that first verse, he does a very covered dark tone, kind of like Hozier does originally. And he does that too sometimes. Marvin Sapp kind of does that. Hey, yeah. Michael McDonald too. That real dark covered tone. And Christian does it sometimes too, but when it's sustained for an entire verse, it can sound a little, what's he doing with his voice? Why is he singing like that? We're introduced to a new term from Lionel called damnamics. I've never heard of that one before. Lionel says a couple things. For Hunter Girl, he's like, you have a line in there that says, looks like money. I don't think she did. I don't think she had a line that said that. I don't think she did though. And damnamics. And Jay singing opera? Did he? Maybe he did do that. I don't know. Remember to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. We had our first impromptu live Q&A, went great. So hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when this random pop-up impromptu 15-minute live Q&A that's open for everybody happens. Dan's got a $1 million smile. He should play to that as much as he can. He had some pitch issues here. He's flat, kind of throughout. People are saying that he looks like Donny Osmond. I think he looks like Chet Baker. I have no idea what Katie was trying to say. Dan doesn't make it through, but he made it very far, did really well with what was in front of him, and I wish him the best. Leah. Ew. That's so good. This was so sick. The arrangement was awesome, of course, because she's the queen. And I kind of want to hear Mad World now. If Happy Together was that good, Mad World had to be really good for her to be conflicted here. I love the halftime chorus thing. Halftime is where, think of it as head bobs. So the original is like, I can't see me loving nobody but you. So it's like, halftime is, I can't see me loving nobody but the groove is just so much bigger. I love that. I thought she crushed it. Now Luke says something that I typically jump on and freak out and say, no, you can't do that, you can't say that. He says that he's seen her grow and it's been emotional for him and he's so proud of her to see how she's grown from the beginning. Now, she's always been that good. That's usually what I freak out and say. She's always been that good, and it's true. This is not new for her. But the way he said it was so genuine and so heartfelt, it made me rethink, okay, I believe him even though I don't agree with what he's saying. So much so that I wonder if there's a little hidden truth here that I'm not seeing. Perhaps he means he's loved getting to see her audition as a nobody with her quirky self, now be put on a national stage all dolled up and still her quirky, amazing musical self with a huge band and crushing. Maybe the growth that he's referring to is just her environment and the platform that she's on. I'm starting to book house concerts. This is when you email me and my manager, more specifically, at clarkbeckhambooking@gmail.com, and we talk logistics on how to actually get me to your house and play for you and your friends and whoever you want or your event.
When I looked at the inscription, it said, "Love from your daddy."
I'm also booking speaking engagements for events and churches, motivational talks, stuff like that. Same email, clarkbeckhambooking@gmail.com. Next, we have Groove Crew member Fritz.
So come on, let it go. Just let it be.
Dang. He sounds like a gajillion dollars. He sounds so good. His mixed voice belting range is so strong and so sharp. He's absolutely thriving on American Idol. I get that sense on and off stage. I think he's making the best friends of his life. I think he's loving every minute. I think he's killing it, and he knows he's killing it, and he's getting better every single week. The fact that people love him, and he's a good guitar player, and he's a good singer, that's pretty much the winning formula that's been undefeated for like 15 years now. Dude's a star. Now we have Tristan. I thought this was a cool arrangement. I thought he strained a little bit. Wasn't his strongest. The climax note, the part in almost everyone's performance on Idol, the band drops out at one point and then it's just the vocal hanging there and the band comes back in. That moment is what I call a climax vocal moment. He nailed that, which is so important. But overall, I didn't think it was his best. I did like that he stayed high on the ending note and didn't come down. Just with the big band and the arrangement, like, nah, you stay up there. If you want to listen to this in your car as a podcast, you can check it out on Spotify or Apple Podcast. Just type in Idol Breakdown, or you can click the link in the description below. Lady K.
I can see it in the stars across the sky.
She has a pitch issue. She's under quite a bit, and for the past couple performances, I was convinced that it was just like a fluke. It was just not something that'd be a big deal and a little weird, but it's consistent now. And she does have a little bit of timidity that Gabby Barrett mentioned. Now, when she turns on the grit, it's nasty. And the last run that she did, that band climactic vocal note was scary good. Overall, she could do better, and I'm not quite seeing her knock stuff out of the park like I feel like she can. She's not hitting home runs when the songs are dying for home run hitters. She's not making full contact with it. Allegra, Oh man, she did so good. She represented herself so well. You could tell she was going for blood and like, hey, I gotta freaking make a statement here. I wasn't in the top 10 last week, and she did great. She picked the perfect song, the perfect arrangement, the perfect performance. I loved when she got up from the piano. A lot of people kept commenting on that, but it's because that move is cool, but it's rarely executed well. And she looked like a superstar doing it. She's another person that I would love to sing with and write with. I'm just gonna buy her music whenever it does come out. Another contestant I thought we'd see longer on the show is Ava. Now, I was actually not a fan of this performance so much. I don't think big belting notes are her juice. I don't think that's her super thing. And I don't love the song either. But she's so good and she's so likable. And I was really surprised that she didn't make it. Now, I'm getting some information, some recon from my mom. By the end of the video, I think I'll be able to speak on it. But it is a massive disadvantage to be from the West Coast in this coast-to-coast live scenario. And I'm pretty sure she's from California. If you're in Nashville, Atlanta, Charlotte, North Carolina, Jacksonville, or Tampa, you can see me in May on tour. Go to clarkbeckham.com/#tour to get tickets. It's gonna be really fun. I got a good old 45-minute set. I'm touring with an artist named Sarah Reeves, who's a monster. Mike.
I was doing alright, just your side had my heart storming.
Dude can run. He can run with the best of them. As good or better than Lady K. He can run like it's nothing. Now that being said, his climax note was it was just a held out note, and he did a great setup for it, and just, I didn't think it was that strong. And to be honest, this might just be me, because I am not an expert in country music. I just don't think he fits in country music. He just doesn't sound like a country singer to me. He still sounds like an R&B soul singer singing country songs. Now there's some where he really throws on the country twang, but it just still doesn't feel like it's a fit to me. Emerson.
I knew we were perfect, but I've never felt this way for no one.
You gotta be careful not to smile so much on a sad song. If you're supposed to be really sad, you can't be smiling, because it seems little, but it takes you completely out of the song, like what the song is saying and the character of the song. I thought her belting notes were a little bit out of control. She has a tendency for those notes to go a little squirrely on her. I didn't think they were fully supported and stable. She's gotta watch that, but her tone and everything's so strong. I'm telling you, in a couple years, that problem's gonna be fixed. And she's gonna be a freaking monster. And she's a freaking monster right now, but she's gotta figure out those top notes, those belting notes, keep them under control, or find another place in your voice to sing, is my advice. Noah Thompson.
When the night has come.
Now Noah can sing any song and he still sounds country, when Mike can sing any country song and it still doesn't sound country. Noah sounded great. Seemed like he missed a lyric, almost went to the chorus and forgot that it's like a double verse, but no big deal. You could see it on his face a little bit. He's upset that he messed up, but it's not a big deal. I forget lyrics literally every single time I perform. That is not an exaggeration. I noted that Luke is killing it. I think his critique is so good and honest and thoughtful. He is one of my favorite, I did not think I would say this. He is one of my favorite judges that Idol's had in a long, long time. Q&A time is changing. It's changing, it's changing. Don't miss this. We're gonna do the Q&A not Wednesday. We're gonna do it Tuesday after the premiere. So it's gonna be at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. If you watch the premiere, which you should, they're at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central on Mondays and Tuesdays. The one on Tuesday, right after, we're just gonna go straight into that live Q&A. Now, if you wanna ask questions, you have to be a member. Now to become a member, you can click the join button below. It's $5 a month, or you can click the link in the description. You gotta be on your computer to go through this process and to get hooked up. Then you can ask questions at this Q&A. If you're not a member, you can still take part and watch and listen and learn and whatever, but members have more fun in life. Just keep that in mind. The button's right there. Lastly, we have Nikola. Nikola is at the end a lot. I had a Groove Crew member, Ishan, point this out. she was last on her audition episode. She was last for the duet in Hollywood. She was last for another round in Hollywood. She was last in one of the other episodes, and she's last tonight. We call this the pimp spot. This is the best spot you possibly can be in because you're fresh on everyone's minds. Everything was set up for her. The pimp spot, the dress, the lights, the pre-performance tape, the story, her mother, the song, the arrangement, everything was built perfectly for her to go in and smack this song. And she didn't. She just missed too many notes for this to be one of those stellar, going viral video performances, which is sad because I like her and I know she watches these. She's wonderful, and I really want to say how great she did. She had good moments, but she just missed too much to have reached the full potential of this performance. And we see Ava, Allegra, and Dan go home. Tristan made it through, and I was shocked. I thought Ava was for sure staying, and I think Tristan did too. His reaction was really interesting to me. Total speculation. I think their loss hit him harder than the joy of him making it. My winner of the week is Hunter Girl. Just the reality that she released a recording project right before Idol aired, and now she's singing those songs on Idol and they're charting is so smart. And I think she's got the most potential of anybody to have a really strong career after this. She's the winner. She is crushing. My losers of the week are West Coast contestants. As long as you have live coast to coast voting and then results at the end of that show, people in Pacific and Mountain Standard Times are gonna be in a big disadvantage. We're all used to watching it at 8 o'clock Eastern or 7 o'clock Central. And in past, it comes on 8 o'clock Mountain Time and 7 o'clock Pacific Time. Well now, because they have to do it live, coast to coast, so they can get live voting right there on that show, and results from that show gotta be all live. The West Coast can't watch it an hour later. The problem is, the West Coast is used to watching it an hour or two later. And so a lot of them are probably recording it from home, or a lot of them just miss it because they don't follow American Idol on Instagram or Twitter. So they don't know, and they get on their TVs to either watch live at 7 or 8 and it's not there, or they see that it was recorded and they can't vote. Anyone watching this recorded cannot vote. Now, if you're just behind, you can vote for the beginning people, just depending on how behind you are. But this is gonna affect the West Coast more than the East Coast. When we're talking about hometown voting, that can make a huge difference. We saw this when Just Sam won. She was the lone East Coast finalist when they did this, and all the others were West Coast, and they all went home, and she won the whole show. Just saying. So I can't help but think, especially with Ava, who seemed like she was a front runner, that this didn't impact that. Conspiracy theories. We have 2 from Peggy Miller. 1, how do we know the vote count is real? They could just be putting the ones through that the judges / producers like, or the ones that'll cause the most drama for the show. The only reason that they can't do that is they would get sued for hundreds of millions of dollars for fraud. Too many people would have to keep that a secret for that to be kept a secret. And the payoff is not good enough. The payoff is what? To have contestants that are on the show that didn't get the majority vote from your own viewers that you want to please? 2, did Jay get saved because sending home a platinum ticket winner, especially so early, would have been a major embarrassment for the judges? Maybe so. He's also got a ton of potential vocally, but guess what? So did Jacob Moran, and they didn't save him. I think there's some validity to this theory. Put your conspiracy theories, what you think is really going on, in the comments below for a chance to be featured in next episode. Our viewer question comes from Vid30Siffy, is what I'm gonna say. Clark, does a good voice always translate to a marketable voice? Great question. Yes, doesn't mean it's the most marketable. Because if you have a good voice, you can market that voice. Now, it doesn't mean a good singer is more marketable than an average singer. Doesn't mean that. You can find a very average singer that's way more marketable. Unfortunately, it's just how it works. Vocal talent is maybe 10% of the equation when it comes to having great success in the music industry. So yes, if you have a good voice, it means you're gonna be marketable in some way, but it takes so much more than just a good voice. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Give 'em